Good morning, mademoiselles and messieurs. Mystery Man 64 at your service, and welcome back to Pokemon Fire Red version. Ugh. Alright. Well, I left off not getting into the encounters for this area. So let's get into the encounters for this area. The entire Ghastly line, starting out with Ghastly, a poison ghost type with very high special attack and very high speed. And then we have its evolution in Haunter, which you can also catch here, also having really high special attack and really high speed. Also still poison ghost type. And finally, the final evolution in Gengar, with incredibly high special attack and speed. This Pokemon is supposed to be the counter to Alakazam, but it's dual poison type, which is weak to psychic. Ghost and poison are physical, so it can't even use its special attack stat. So yeah, this thing falls flat on many levels. Instead of being a counter, it instead does nothing. In the original Red, Blue, Yellow, Ghost might as well not have even existed. And our final encounter of the route is Cubone, a pure ground type with pretty decent defense, but it being a first stage, it still has pretty low stats otherwise, but it is pure ground type, so it's something. Gets an evolution, so it does get stronger, but otherwise not too much to really talk about here. And that should pretty much do it for the encounters on this route. Yeah, we're doing some ghosty encounters again. It's still future me, but I always thought it was weird that Ghost is weak to Dark. I feel like both of them benefit from the other. Like, Ghost should be strengthened by Dark and so forth. Like, they should each resist each other. Ghost should resist Dark, and Dark, which does resist Ghost, makes sense. Ghost should not be weak to Dark. That makes zero sense. Because when I think of Ghost, I think dark and spooky and scary, and just like, it should get... Why is it weak to this? They are symbiotic in nature. It's just silly, some of these things. But, yeah. Okay, back to the present. See ya. Alrighty then. I believe I've given myself enough time. Again, I like mime in my head what I want to talk about. Oh wow. Not what I was expecting. Yeah, I don't actually think I have a single move that cannot KO. Never mind. Ugh. What I will give ghost types is that they can be sort of annoying. You know, they learn annoying things like Spite, and Curse works differently on them. Yep, normal type. Ghosts can affect normal, normal can't affect ghosts. Ghost, again, might as well not even exist. Because in the original Red, Blue, Yellow, what were all the ghost type moves? I believe they were Nightshade, which only does as much damage as your level, so the same as Seismic Toss. Lick, which is just a 20 base power, and again, physical, so the special stat that this thing has an abundance of, can't use. Poison is also physical, so it can't use any poison type moves. There's Confuse Ray. I think there are like 3 or 4 ghost type moves, and most of them were either very little damage or a very specific status move. And then Curse, which halves your health. Yeah, for half of your health, it's like Belly Drum. It at least is a decent damage over time effect, where I think it does a fourth of damage on your opponent's Pokemon, assuming they don't switch out. Because, you know, if you switch out, Curse does nothing. Might as well not even use it. Might as well get the pre-evolution. I wasn't expecting to get the evolution so soon. That's usually a pretty rare encounter, and I got it like first try, dude. Speaking of first try, first try, dude. I know, like what I was saying earlier, the encounter table for this whole place is dumb. Like, different floors have different encounter rates, and I have like the floors listed for some of these because it's just stupid. I had to make different encounter tables for each floor. We're fine. Everything's fine. Because, you know, not every area in a dungeon is treated equally for some reason. And I have the tables because I made them. Awaken! I'll take a freebie Great Ball, dude. You gonna... Did I already fight you or something? Did I fight you from behind? What? I got like all 3 encounters that I could possibly get here. Back to back. How did I do this? I don't know how I managed that. Like, if I could see what the encounter rates are for these, that would probably be actually very surprising. I mean, I'll take it. That means I don't have to... I just got every single encounter you can get in this place. Neat. Also, pretty funny, dude. That's pretty funny. Again, things would be weird if I was using a trade Pokemon. But I'm not, so things aren't weird. You shall join us. And still keeping out Coral. It needs 7 more levels before it gets a good flying type move. And I also don't really have anything else for it. If I could get Return, that might literally be the only other move it could possibly learn. So the space we see in the middle there, if you touch it, just heals you. Fully. Just a full heal. And a cleanse tag, an item that works kind of weird. It's kind of like a repel, but a held repel. If it's on a high level Pokemon and it's out front in your party, anything lower level, then it will just encounter less, if at all. You know, it doesn't have to be against ghost types, I don't think. There's like a cleanse tag, and then that's the ability shadow tag. What's the other one? Curse tag? I don't know. There's another tag that ups the power of ghost type moves. There's usually an item that increases the power of a specific type. Like Mystic Water's water, Charcoal's fire, Miracle Seed grass, Magnet is electric. Never Melt Ice is ice. There's like a dragon thing or dragon scale that ups dragon. Sharp Beak is for flying. Poison Barb, I want to say, is for poison types. Black Glasses is for dark types. There's like Black Belt or something for fighting type moves or something similar. Let's see. Twisted Spoons for psychic. My brain's starting to blank out. What's bug type? Is it silver powder? Or is that for Ditto? Yeah, that might be for Darrow. There's might be like a type of powder for bug types that increases the power of bug type moves. I actually don't remember what the bug type one is. Normal type is Silk Scarf. What's the ground type one? I know Rock has the Hard Stone. Does ground have one? What's grounds? Steels might be Metal Coat or something else. Yeah, now I'm starting to blank. And I also don't know if Fairy has one in New Generations. I know the plates also work very similarly to the held items. And it might be the plates for some of the outliers that I just can't think of, like Bug and Steel. So there's Curse, so it just KO'd itself because it has no HP, and I'm pretty sure you have no more Pokemon left. Nope. Yeah, sacrificing half of your HP to maybe inflict an okay-ish damage over time move in a game where switching is highly incentivized, especially in competitive, isn't that good. Meanwhile, Belly Drum actually has some use, and you can offset it with like a citrus berry and stuff. There's at least an offset, and it at least increases your attack stat by 6. It maxes your attack stat in terms of stages. Maxes the amount of stages you can get for attack, which is plus 6. It's insane. Because, you know, there are really good belly drum users, like Snorlax is a really good one. And in recent generations, Iron Hands is like a super good one. Too bad that's Scarlet and Violet. Well, that's another thing I was kind of disappointed about, with like the weird amalgamation of the, I call them the roaming dogs, but they're like the roaming beasts. You know, Raikou, Entei, Suicune, that fusion, it should have been a fusion. I mean, the hope is also they release a primordial version of the other two, and same with Virizion. They also make a future Terrakion and Cobalion. It should have been the weird fusion, and it should have like weird electric, fire, ice for the primordial one, and for the other one, steel, ground, grass, because they all share fighting. Or like a weird type of sacred sword that's unique to the future ones. I don't know, I just think they could have done something a bit cooler and just make it a crazy base stat legendary. Like give it 650. There are 650 base stat Pokemon. They could do it. There are 700 base stat Pokemon. There's 1,000 base stat Pokemon, but that's for one battle. God, could you imagine if that Pokemon was usable? I'm talking about Eternamax Eternatus. That's a 1,000 base stat Pokemon. Could you imagine if you could actually have access to that? Oh, that's just funny. That'd just be funny. That would once again break, like, that would go beyond a G tier, which is anything goes, and only Rayquaza, Mega Rayquaza's in there. That 1,000 base stat Pokemon is like, no, that's just like, no, this is like, that's just like super mega ban. If someone actually had access to that, it would literally just be Eternatus, Eternamax Eternatus for every team, and you'd be like, how do you counter a 1,000 base stat Pokemon? Easy. You don't. And there's Dragon and Poison type, which is really good because Poison max moves increase special attack. Oh, that's so good. It's so good. Sorry, I gush because I know things about the video game. I've been playing Pokemon for a very long time. Very, very long time. Stop it. I think they also reduced Spite to 4. Because I was like, isn't that 4? Like, I can't believe it's 5. Be gone, intruders. And I can do a be gone, intruders. I can add an effect to that one. So if you didn't have the Silph Scope, you could just use the Pokédoll and run. But we're gonna KO it because we're gonna leer it first to lower its defense. And I don't think ground actually resists flying. Yeah, no, it doesn't. And we're flying, so it can't actually hit me with any of its ground type moves. Yeah. I wish you could catch this. I don't think you can. I want to say it's just gonna do nothing. Yep. Yep, I want to say you can't catch this, but if you didn't have the Silph Scope, you could just either run, which would either push you back, or Pokédoll, and it would technically count as you beating it. I don't know. You could Sequence Break this if you wanted to. The ghost was the restless spirit of Cubone's mother. Which Cubone? Great question. Just a Cubone somewhere. Because, you know, there are multiple Cubones and multiple Marowaks. You know, there isn't just one. That's not how this works. Could you imagine, though, if that was a concept you could do? That the amount of Pokemon you could get in a game is a limited number. And in order to increase the number that you could get, you would have to breed and release more. That would actually be a really interesting concept for a Pokemon game. Like a Pokemon nature reserve where there's like a limited number of Pokemon that you can catch. But if they, I don't know, are fainted or something, you can't breed them or you can't use them anymore. And you're just like, uh-oh, I'm down one. Or something. I feel like that would be a pretty interesting concept for a Pokemon game. That you could only get a limited number, and in order to increase the cap that you can get, you would have to breed and release. Or like release into the wild. Or something. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. Make for an interesting concept, like rare Pokemon, like super rare Pokemon. There would be like 2 to 3 of them, so like you can only get like 2 of them, and you have to be RNG lucky enough to be breedable. You know, I just think it would be kind of interesting for a little bit, and then it would get really annoying really fast. You know, because it's like, God, I just went to catch a thing like shiny hunting. What's that? Like, imagine if you release a shiny and you can find that shiny again in the wild. That'd be funny. I wish I had wing attack. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I might get a Scyther, but I needed to have the correct ability. Nature, as we have clearly seen with Quarrel, is a non-issue. As I just kind of need the right ability. If I have the correct ability on it, I will be a happy camper. Alright, But I believe this is where I will end things off here. So next time on Pokemon Fire Red version, we get to continue onward at the top of Pokemon Tower. As always, I'll see all of you in the next one. Until then.